Speaker, thank you long granting me opportunity. Long making this statement. Past time long and one kind may give him look sabe long President Minister Bougainville Affairs Susati staff one time Yumi all Narpla ministers. Mix him this time too, Mr. Speaker. Welcome him new member belong Haku na new member belong Nissan. They come with very different personalities. One also new member belong Haku. He's an experienced public servant who occupied the most senior position inside long administration belong Bougainville. Lo member belong Nissan. You me senapia tete na mi talk. You know what Narbla example where you not behind him except probably. True, mi pla sampla usati I serve one time late napto. Mi pla got big plahamamas. Long you lo come in also member because probably you despite being a person from another part of the province. Region of Papua New Guinea. He's a Bougainvillian through lo married, according to Mama Loblo Milong, lo Bougainville. So, member Blo Nissan, me welcome you, na me congratulate you also, mandated leader Blong Nissan. Me give him look sabe to Mr. Speaker, along all national members, Susati accompany him, Minister Makiba. Me give him look sabe to long members of the long Bougainville, all national MPs, including the ministers Chamalili and Masiu if he's in. If not, me welcome him to member of Central. Now, Mr. Speaker, it's important that you may clear also this year, 2023. year of ratification. Law talk. Yupla Bougainville, Yupla conducting referendum finish. And now by that consultation na melo tupla government. Na tupla government ya only consult. Na in order to ratify Olgata disla consultation one time referendum result. And Minister Makiba now and by Karim disla all okay go inside long. Lo National Parliament. Blow on him something. Blow ratify him. Mission Aptete lo make him clear. Also Parliament, National Parliament is required to ratify this referendum result. One time more consultations outcomes. Now, Mr. Naptete, because he got Narpla narrative that is being circulated, also in National Parliament, he got veto power. With due respect, the National Parliament doesn't have any veto powers. So, Mr. Speaker, in order long understand him, lo you come up long, sorry, I don't intend to read word for word my ministerial statement. It's available. Bien you member can look long and me by talk long all important features to solve statement. Now, in order to understand where we are now and where we intend to move forward, I mean important too to be aware of our historical things that happen in our history. Now, me make him clear also, lo you plus sampla to all member inside the house. Me make him clear also, Mr. Speaker, Bougainville was part of Solomon. Historically, you may have been part of Solomon. Na, long 1886, all German colonizers here, all make him deal. England, one time Germany, all make him deal. Noli talk, all right. You mean by Burkim, this Laol Island, yeah? Bougainville, MU England by lookout him in exchange for Samoa, I think. Yeah. in exchange for someone. Now, all Burkim now, and just by the stroke of the pen by colonizers here, all kirap no to kora you play Bougainville now, you play by stop lookout blow England. Now you go on along 1918 now, Bougainville became part of that Australian Trust Territory and New Guinea. We never had a say. We played Bougainville, we never had a say. But we have resisted all along. This unilateral declaration belong colonizers, we have resisted up to today. Up to today. So, me like you make clear that this is a walkabout Bougainville tete. I know something is start a solo crisis, Mr. Speaker. Something have been start before yet, even long time long colonizers. Or leader man blomipla, also Momis, former president and regional member, our senior statesman. Emixi one pla chief blomipla lo hahalis long Tago cult line. And they went to the United Nations. No longer talking United Nations. Hey, based long right long mipla indigenous people. Mipla lo Bougainville like him independence. And they were told to leave the precincts of the United Nations. Because only talk you play part long Papua New Guinea. You play not right lo kirap na sing out long independence. Blow you play yet. Bougainvilleans have always wanted to be separate, Mr. Speaker, from Papua New Guinea. This view can be seen as early as 1960s, when Bougainville leaders called for a secession referendum to be held by 1970. However, Bougainville was then included in the independent state of Papua New Guinea, despite the objections of the people of Bougainville on 16 September. Miplatulo Bougainville, apart from trying to solicit support through long legal avenues, Mipla declaring Tupla unilateral declaration of independence. We declared ourselves independent twice. In its long struggle for independence, Bougainville leaders have issued 2 universal declarations of independence. The first was on the 1st of September 1975 to prevent being ruled by PNG, as Bougainvilleans claim that they were geographically apart and its people culturally distinct from Papua New Guinea. The Bougainvillean leaders at that time declared that it was a long-standing wish and aspiration of the people of Bougainville to become a separate, independent nation. Mr. Speaker, as we know, a settlement was reached in August 1976 on the basis of increased decentralization, and Bougainville was renamed North Solomon's Province in recognition of its geography and reabsorbed politically into PNG with increased self-governance powers, a model later replicated, and provincial government powers were given to other provinces. So, the 1st of September, 1975, MIPLA declared independence. Unilateral declaration of independence. MIPLA declared long, 1st of September, na Papua New Guinea independence long, 16th of September. In any case, Tupla government, people of Bougainville na people of Papua New Guinea through the elected representatives, all kirap no litok, all right, Larim. In order to answer some of your desire, lo kirap na rulim you played, by me signing this Bougainville agreement, lo 1976. So he got agreement where Bougainville na Papua New Guinea only sign him. Now this Bougainville agreement is intended for Bougainville to assume him some leadership responsibility, how to manage him people belong made. But lo and behold, this law power Bougainville been got here. Government ni kirap gen na bring him organic law of provincial government. Na time organic law of provincial government ni come inside now. He absorb in Bougainville, he go to normal system. No more. It was no longer unique and a special arrangement. Na melo Bougainville na Papua New Guinea. So mi black crap na talk. Also in him, Mr. Speaker, you down in Belpen blow mi plan sing out blow mi plan lo independence. You may come up in this agreement lo special arrangement. Now no what you kirap put in mi plan all the time one side lo provincial government system. You know answering problem blow mi plan. You are treating us like everybody else. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm right now, Brooke, you may got a clear record, this crisis may come up. And in the height of this crisis, Mibla make him number 2 declaration below independence. Unilateral declaration of independence. Leader man below Mibla, Francis Ona, me right, lo Papua New Guinea government, lo 17th of May, na right lo United Nations, na right long all narpla international agency, na Tokimol, Mipla now lo Bougainville, we declare ourselves independent as of this date, the 17th of May. So, Mr. Speaker, second UDI been come up na I'm relaying this story. I'm relaying these facts so that you may clear also. Now you may sit down inside the display room. The display year where year ratification. We cannot ignore what has happened in the past. Lo kirap na talk. Me by deal one time this government blo Bougainville. In this year, as a year long ratification, in what is in front of me, Mr. Speaker, will be very unfortunate because at the end of the day, you must look context. Context is very important. Suppose you may not look context, Mr. Speaker. You may by extracting one word lo displahab, by me extracting one word lo displahab. Now you may argue him, now you may give him legal meaning blongen, or you may give him political meaning blongen, and we forget the context in which those agreements were signed and those words were used. So, Mr. Speaker, time second UDI only declare him the height of the crisis. Now, during in the course of the peace negotiations, some leader man Mary Bougainville only make him decision. Only talk. Passing blow fight one time gun na kill him one planar plan. I mean not resolve him this problem. You mean Papua New Guinea, Bougainville, you mean must sit down. Na negotiate him this peace. We will not at the end of the day whatever happens. But unnecessary lives have been lost. And leaders inside the Bougainville all argue all yet too. Certain leaders said we will go and negotiate this peace with Papua New Guinea. All not talk. You like go negotiate him on him, you may declare him independence finish. Law 17th of May. No, this leader only strong. Lo walk about the peace process here. One problem only sit down. President Toroma and one problem line talk. Enough of the fighting. One time late Kabui. Or talk. We will go and negotiate this peace. And other leaders were angry. Me remind them, you may also time negotiation blow peace been on. Na time peace agreement been signed. the killing was still going on. Gani Pairapi. One of the purpose of peace agreement is to stop the guns from firing. Now give opportunity lo man marry na pikini lo live in peace. We remind him talk misa make him all the time. You got member along National Parliament you start, where you blow Southern Highlands. Me kill him Southern Highlands. Southern Highlands killing me. Tari too die. Tolai too die. Mandang too die. Papua too die. We all died in this crisis. That's why all leader man tete, at that time, all talk enough now. Enough now. And leaders from the national government, at that time, me like him, you make clear lo head blown. They were negotiating, lo stop him gun na killing at that time. We cannot today sit back and say, oh, they decided at that time. Those were circumstances beyond our control today. No, God, me insist yet, also the mindset and the context that they were in at the time, you may must try to look sabelong. Because to divorce what had happened, to divorce that peace agreement, and then decide what is the next steps, this relationship, Bougainville na Papua New Guinea, in isolation, Mr. Speaker, would be a total disservice. Now, me talk past yet, it will not have the outcome that it deserves if we decide to give the ultimate decision in the absence of what had transpired in the past. Now, peace agreement there. All leader man Mary sign him now. All sign him law 2001. Na inside long peace agreement, me plan not like him more provincial government because me plan got special arrangement. Bougainville agreement. Na me plan feel him some government. Me backstabbing me plan. So instead of that special arrangement being unique to Bougainville, we got absorbed into the organic law system. That's why time MIPLA signed in peace agreement. MIPLA make him clear on national government. You mean on upside him nothing agreement. We want another special arrangement. And now the autonomous Bougainville government come up. MIPLA writing mama law long autonomous Bougainville government. Tete you may stop inside long this autonomous arrangement. Lo bien made like blong leader man or agreement where leader man marry blo Bougainville. Now leader man marry blong Papua New Guinea. Mr. Speaker, all this work and where we are today, no mipla Bougainville kirap na talk, mipla like making this like something nothing na. Walking this place something nothing na. We don't care what the national government says. No, God. We are proceeding according to agreed processes where tupla government agree long. Now, Mr. Speaker, long 2004, we have been adopting this mama law. Now, long 2005, this autonomous Bougainville government now been start. Now, mipla samplay stop yet since this day of 2005. Also, me one time member of Gogohe, vice president, but he got little time. Mipla have been losing na go make him narpla something. But it suffices to say that Bougainville government, autonomous government, is start law 2005 in Aptete. Now, suppose you may look long peace agreement, Mr. Speaker, he got triple hand long this peace agreement. I mean, talk long weapons disposal. I mean, talk long referendum, all these issues are contained in the peace agreement. Even before government start, long 2005, there was a requirement of weapons disposal. So UN come inside, now supervising this weapons disposal. Now good governance. And when they ticked off on these issues, and now people are holding first election, law 2005. So I know something also, people are kirap na make him nothing, na inogat international supervision. So this autonomous government, as it is, Mr. Speaker, is a legitimate government, and it was only able to exist because we had satisfied not only certain conditions that had been imposed by the PNG government, but certain conditions that are internationally imposed, also good governance, and all these issues here. It was good governance according to international standards. You know good governance according to Bougainville standard, or you know good governance according to PNG standards. No, God. In the case of good governance, there was a requirement that it must be good governance according to international accepted standards. Now, Mr. Speaker, one important part also me talk, the peace agreement and the referendum. Now, inside long referendum, Tupla government, before long referendum, he got bipartisan committee, the national government, and we've been round long. Tok long man mary, lo responsibility long all. Tok long all issues long. Make sure this referendum is free and fair. Initially, Chairman Powi, Governor of the Southern Islands, and we've been chairing this committee. Later on, I think he had some issues. Now, regional member of the at the time, Joe Lera, and we come up chairman of this committee. Misanap na tok because me too, Olixi me too, you member of this bipartisan committee. So me pla round lo Bougainville, me pla round lo olgata hab lo Papua New Guinea. Lo tok sawe lo man Mary, long this process that was in front of us. Now, big pla hab me like tok long in lo referendum and molsem. Aninit long peace agreement, na aninit long part 14, aninit long all mama law, law demanding, Mr. Speaker, law demanding also tupla government, only must sit down. Now talk long all options by going inside long referendum, choice. Relevant legislations, Mr. Speaker, are explicit. I mean, talk, you tupla government can agree lo kind option, whatever it is. But one of the options must be independence. You must put him option below independence and one plan. Then you like him 4, 5, 6, 55, 99, how much? You yet. You tupla government agree lo. But one of the options must be independence. You got requirement too, lo time tupla government, time only look lo options. Only must make sure all options here no can confuse him man Mary. And that's the basis, that's the reason tupla government kiram na ito, alright, will limit it to 2. Now, because one of the options must be independence, what is the other option? Now, what you mean put in plan the option, I mean, Pauli man Mary. So the other option was greater autonomy. Mr. Speaker, tupla government all sit down. Now only talk. Okay, these are options here. Tupla options here, by me define him. Now put him lo ballot paper lo referendum. Hurry up through. National government kiram na ito. You you by defining greater autonomy. Now, me lo national government, me by defining independence. So this la definition long independence and me stop inside long referendum ballot paper. It's a definition provided by the national government. The point I'm making is people of Bougainville only vote 97.7%. Lo display independence where you yet national government, you been defining below MIPLA. MIPLA agree one time definition below you, na MIPLA vote. Lo disla option. Mr. Speaker, since the referendum result has come out, and over the many months since the referendum, me wokla option, third option. Dr. third option now it come up. Is there a third option that we should give to Parliament or Parliament, National Parliament in our offering? You may all Bougainville, you may think also in them. Me sanap tate also Attorney General na Minister of Long Independence Mission Implementation. Now we make him clear to this House. There are no third options. No one. Man Mary, Pikini of voting age in Bougainville, never voted for a third option. What is the legal basis for anyone to suggest an option that doesn't have any democratic constitutional mandate? None. Absolutely none. Man Mary na Pikini Bougainville were given two choices. Now this is a two choice and greater autonomy, na independence. And 97.7%, where me remind him, everybody in this room, is the highest referendum vote anywhere in the world. Only vote long independence. Mr. Speaker, me appeal, lo yumi olgata. Yumi in this House, because yumi sample or leader Man Mary below Bougainville too. Yumi papa through lo display third option. Yumi must stop him. Me no gyaman him yupla. Stop this nonsense of third option. This is like third option by come up in dialogue, me na president na yupla. This is serious business. Stop this nonsense of a third option. There's no legal basis long. Me also lawyer, me no argue in politics belonging. Me argue in legal side belonging. There are no legal basis for a third option. Ratification, the referendum result, long issue long independence, being the referendum result. So me appeal long, email letter, Mr. Speaker, lo kirap na look sabe lo display issue. I mean no legal issue, Man Mary, also lo site lo mi, lo constituency lo mi, lo time lo crisis country kirap, kilim country. Narpla barata, kilim bubu man emitsiu. Sampla line join him BRA, sampla line join him resistance. We were all fractured. Mipla kilim mipla yet. Apart from fighting with the national government soldiers, we were factionalized ourselves. Mipla kilim mipla yet. But when the issue of referendum came, Man Mary lo Bougainville kirap na to. Regardless lo migat birwa, lo country blomi, regardless lo migat birwa, lo barata blomi, regardless lo migat birwa, lo narpla clan, no narpla pisin. Long issue long independence, na greater autonomy, all options only give me by vote long independence. So, Mr. Speaker, this vote, emi no come out lightly, emi no kibong blo, bamito ko nem Boy Scout women's fellowship o kano sen na imikirap na vote nating na talk, oh, this is the result. No what? Mi apilo yumi long understand him the significance long this la vote long independence. Mi sanap tete na mi worry, Mr. Speaker. Me no pilim also me fortunate, I'm not proud of being one of the few people who have institutional memory. Lo disla wakabat blo Bougainville. Me poret. Suppose me time blow me lo disla ground ipinis. How by me kiram na achieve him this la issue belong independence blo Bougainville. Because all this time, Bougainville has not deviated. Long since peace agreement is signed, he come long time blo Kabui, he come long time blo Tanis, he come long time blo Momis, he come long time blo Isla President. A conscious decision has been made every day that me blah by behind him one agreement Papua New Guinea na Bougainville is signing. We come from a background where you make up na fight na engage in lawlessness. Na MEC lo narplaman lo no can trust me. All by to also molanya rebel all no na all German signing paper now. We made a conscious decision. The leadership every year in every term only making this a conscious decision that whatever happens, maski national government cross lo imi, maski national government parsimony lo imi. Mi pla by bien imiet one agreement this la tupla government is sign. So you may come stop now tete lo this la time, Mr. Speaker. Emi come want them this la background lo Bougainville talk. Me by continue lo honor him all commitment with tupla government in making. Now, Mr. Speaker, long lo pepa blomi got all talk long all consultation. I'm not too fussy on those facts. You make clear pinisipin got consultation lo Kokopo na Wabeg na Edaranu na sorry Erakoni calling an Edaranu. No member of law must be not twisty Belevi. So I don't intend to bore you with this, but it probably suffices to say, Mr. Speaker, along where we are today, and Tupla technical team, only you got technical impasse at a technical level. You know, side Tupla Minister Makiba, we have met na Mitupla Minister. I think also there's a way forward. The instructions has already gone. Long technical team, but I think long making clear lo Parliament also. Even got agreement. Also Minister Makiba and by Karim this la walk you go inside lo Parliament. Behind him section 342. Na Tupla technical side. All kirap na try craft him this la process where Minister by Karim this la something he go inside. He go now something go pass. Now me too also Minister lo this side question me sa ask him technical team too I'm also you mean like him new procedure lo Makiba Minister Makiba by Karim go also when I'm all current process is sufficient or insufficient? We need to answer that question first before venturing into another parliamentary process where tete you play impasse long. Now, it suffices to say, Mr. Speaker, also, lo level blomi to Minister Makiba, Mi plan no amamas lo di sila kain technical impasse number out there. So mi plan ting also to plan technical team must seriously look at the usage of the sessional orders. Lo allowing minister lo go inside karimol for something go inside. You may look long whether sessional order is sufficient to cater for our interest in allowing the minister to fulfill his constitutional responsibilities. You may talk lo narpla procedure now. You may go cross lo giaman now or something kirap na impasse when really the options are still open for the minister. So mission up to long Asorim House also there is some meeting of the mind na melomi want them Minister Makiba and the instructions. There's already meetings on our side. Lo try and advance him use of the sessional orders. Now, larim constitutional regulation here, Mr. Speaker. Larim am karmapi more non-contentious issues. You may bring him CR, but CR am by tok plus something, maybe assumption of powers or something number. But in terms of the procedures, lo allowing minister lo karim issue ya go inside long floor of parliament, Mr. Speaker. We have seriously looked at the sessional orders as the way to go. Mr. Asorim, everybody in this room, that discussions has started at the technical level or side blami appeal long minister, lo direct him director belonging long Encoba, long make sure some national government team is available very soon. Lo kirab na kick him off this issue. We don't have much time, Mr. Speaker, because March now, close to by April, na big plow work stop yet. Lo kirab na giving relevant information, timely information long on national members. Mr. Speaker, I think it's also relevant long Toklo issue long sharp agreement. And before long Prime Minister one time President is signing this last sharp agreement, we had a very hectic process in terms of the drawdown. Mipla Bougainville, so was Mipla like in power of lens, Mipla must give him 12 months notice. Nabiyan ni must get tok na melo tupla department, lo luk capacity, na all this kind nonsense. So when the president came in, I'm talking me also, Attorney General, me less law deal one time all issues. Well, stop it law, 2005 time ABG start. But next house too by come by me deal it one time all this issue. You me talk autonomous na West up ability blow you me. Lo assuming all these powers, na functions. And so we brought in the SAP agreement. Now, SAP agreement, effectively, I mean give him responsibility, lo Bougainville. And so you, Bougainville, you look long, power blow you na, if you have any policy vacuum, if you have any legislative vacuum, it is your responsibility to fill that vacuum. Now, suppose you pull up all this vacuum, now you legislate, now you bring him law, yet he come inside. Then you assume that power. Maski lo imikirap na blame him national government over the time. Some of these faults are at our end. Now, yeah, all better department, I'll cross through lo me. Because time we make him this explanation, me talk him all, you miss blame him national government. Now, yeah, by me not can blame him national government, you, me like if you blame me because department blame me, slow write him all law blow Bougainville. Now you all know she lo cross lo me. Because planning department now all law. Me play with him law yet. Because me not got enough lawyers lo draft him all this legislation. Lo assume him all this powers. Inside long Wabeg roadmap. Me plan no tok ta so long time long independence. Me play tok too long kirapim walk long Bougainville Constitutional Commission. Mi play tok tulo di sila. Na mi play look sabe tu also. All you mean on up tok ta so long all 289 powers or 290 powers. He got all power too, all Stapanitlo section 289. Now all isla 289 powers, yeah, these are sovereign powers. No kat one province, Bougainville too, lo time mi plan negotiate. Those powers were kept with the national government. Because those are the powers that make you a sovereign nation. But even lo Wabek, mi plan agree also in Bougainville too, you must try to look na assume him some these sovereign powers. Because suppose you come up independent, you will automatically assume all these powers. And it's in the interest of the national government. At the time, you know, if you become independent, we want to make sure that you are fully versed and fully armed and know how to deal with many of these issues as an independent nation, including how to use those sovereign powers. So inside along this Wabek roadmap, Mr. Speaker, Emi got talk to lo Bougainville. Bougainville must look assume him sample along all this sovereign powers. Inside to long Wabek roadmap. And one pla activity where two pla government agree long en. Lo kirap him Bougainville Constitutional Planning Commission. Now write him mama law belong this independent nation below Bougainville. We have commenced. We have commenced that activity. Honorable President, by delivering Narpla statement belonging, I'm going to inform him House on where we are in terms of the work of writing that constitution for the independent nation of Bougainville. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm all this something me bringing me come so that members are clear that you know make him something law, you may big head law national government. No got all government agree now. Me blakam na implement him sample of this activity. Lo work ready long independence when that day arrives. Finally, Mr. Speaker, one pla agenda me like talk longen and also lo key messaging package at the moment based on informal discussions below me to Minister Makiba, the technical team lo side below Yumi has commenced work on the key messaging package. It has been there's a meeting of the minds. Also, you make clear also Prime Minister and talk lo nationwide consultation. Na lo side lo mi pla lo Bougainville mi pla talk Prime Minister sorry lo talk lo you engage in mi pla lo nationwide consultation. Responsibility mi stop lo national member. So mi pla devise him this key messaging package so that at the appropriate time when Minister Makiba is ready, and by talk na 2+ side or technical team, only mas available, lo kirap na give information, long all workshop, or want him something, long all national member. Because at the end of the day, these are the people who will make the decision and deal with the ratification of referendum result. You may go talk to Man Mary long East New Britain or long Hablo member Aroreus at Ijibitari. You may go on a nationwide consultation on them all Man Mary or Batamla Parliament now vote your ratification. Nowhere. So Mipla maintain him this strong legal position that the responsibility is on the national members and we must do everything we can. I need the power of the minister to make sure every national member is given the appropriate information where he can make a fully informed decision when the day finally arrives. I'll conclude, Mr. Speaker. May I remind him House. The least I can do is requote what President Toroma has said. And these are my parting remarks. Time apply involved long all these discussions, long consultation. President Ismail, let me talk, quote, "We must never compromise our resolve for an independent Bougainville and settle for anything less than what we have voted for in the 2019 referendum. We have fought and died for independence. We made peace for independence. And we unanimously voted for independence in an internationally recognized referendum. It is our divine right, and we will have nothing less than independence for the people of Bougainville." Now, before me sit down, Mr. Speaker, we like make him clear. Also, on 2 occasions, people of Bougainville all declare him unilateral declaration of independence. This la tupla UDI never advanced because you know got legal basis belongan. We decided that Mipla cross longan na executive power blo Mipla declare him independence tupla time. It served its purpose internally, but externally, you know what? Kai belongan. Mr. Speaker, me run him this independence readiness under 3+ strategy. We call it the Trident strategy. Also, Mr. Tokaste. 1 pla am long internal, we make him man marry and ready. Long this independence where em yet been vote long. You know, not money vote, not talking him. You ready, em independence will come. No, these are the same people who made that choice. And only must work ready. Man, you leader of your family, get your family prepared. You clan leader, you make him clan blow you ready. You this pastor or reverend inside of this church, you have a responsibility of independence readiness. When independence finally comes, church blow you by stopware. You this clan blow you by stopware. You family blow you by stopware. We need to have some practical relevance issue of independence. Let me know something where dog pick nakakaruk ba enjoy, it will not be happening up in the sky. Independence, also President talk, where you may fight long and PC come up, now you may vote long and long independence. We will live that independent life. And it is our responsibility. Under this internal prong, deal one time independence readiness. Second prong, domestic. This domestic prong, and me including all these consultations that has happened between Bougainville government and national government. That's the domestic prong. International prong, this law long make sure some the international community are aware of these issues. Now, me make him clear also, Mr. Speaker, me no argue in case for Bougainville only on a domestic front in terms of the domestic law. I have prepared my argument to take this argument elsewhere to another level in terms of international argument. Because me believe yet that I am justified, Mr. Speaker, me justify also Minister of Long Independence. When push comes to shove, me got right to make him declaration of long independence. In no long unlawfulness na giaman, me by making declaration of long independence, because we went through a constitutionally guaranteed referendum, Mr. Speaker. We went through a constitutionally guaranteed referendum. Secondly, on the international front, Me believe also Attorney General. Now me believe also Minister of Satiko Paslong Independence. Mr. Speaker, also Bougainville has satisfied every requirement if you want to take it to the international level. You will find that we have satisfied all the requirements to be declared a nation. So that's where international prong may come in. We haven't aggressively pursued it. With due respect, we think it's a matter that must be dealt with in the main by the two governments domestically. Now, Mr. Speaker, me seek leave also. We got some comment more lo make him, but those comments are not included in the ministerial statement. Before me sit down, me like make him all this general comments. Now me ask him that online blow Hansad, all by make him all these comments blow me as being part of this ministerial statement. Mr. Speaker, plan mistake. Lot two plus side. All thing also. Two plus government you must argue all the time. Online lo Bougainville all by blaming national government. Online lo national government by blaming Bougainville. This attitude must change because me explain lo yupla. The responsibility and the great work that this parliament has done, the national parliament. We will not be here today, suppose national parliament, and we know making all decisions as we walked across, as we walk this path. Lo time me plus starting negotiations, Mr. Speaker. Now me plus talk lo independence. Plan the line talk. Show me this la provision. Lo mama law. Any talk you can see independence. Show me. Because there was none. You know what law you talk lo referendum, long independence. But this la trust been stopped no melo tuplo government. So once we agreed, Mr. Speaker, long this la peace agreement, Mipla lawyers or technical team lo tupla side. Mipla sit down and draft him all amendments. Mipla come up with them part 14, Mipla amend him national constitution. Mipla draft him and finish. No, God, we brought it to the parliament. We brought it to the national parliament. Now, national parliament, when they sat down to vote, Mr. Speaker, out of, say, Minister, what's the correct number? But also 100 plus member have been stopped inside the chamber. 99 only vote yes, lo part 14. Now talk yes, you got die, plan the birwai come up, lo solving this issue. This is the way forward, you may give me fact, lo Bougainville peace agreement. Now 100 member kiram na talk yes, and part 14 by start, and by guaranteeing a constitutionally guaranteed referendum where people blow Bougainville yet by deciding this is the issue blow referendum. 99 members. And maybe not blow 100. I was sitting in the public gallery. One plan member here, I'm sleep na kirabi and vote finish. So it's not by 100. But that's the great cooperation that we have. Many of the things that are happening in Bougainville, where people stand up long end, would not be possible without the support and the work at the national parliamentary level. True. Now you may come stop this stage ratification. I'm sorry, I'm not going to argue with Makiba. I need Makiba to understand me. I need David Arore, Honorable David Arore, to understand me. Me like him chairman of the Law Reform Commission, and by understanding where me come along. That's why I have nothing else to say, but thank you, Law Minister, Law Karim, all national members. Thank you to you. So that you sit down now you hear him belpen blow me. You sit down now you hear him why I make these statements. Now look Sabe also, these two parliaments have been working hand in hand. It hasn't been obvious. Plenty time cross go come up now. Plenty man no realize him also. There's a lot of goodwill among these two parliaments. And great things have happened because of this cooperation. Mr. Speaker, I'm also, ikat narpla time bami come up with all specific issues, and maybe after I've listened to my colleague minister when he makes his statement in June of the National Parliament. But me make him sample a little talk also. A more question where you me yet inside the Bougainville, you me too must ask him this, ask him. Also National Parliament. National Parliament ikirab na talk yes. Me by amending Mama law. Now me by allowing people to Bougainville. Lo vote long independence, lo like long. Ino Ismail Toroma come na force na talk. Hey, you vote lo independence. Ino Kaboy, ino Banam, ino Usat. Plenty time, me leader man Mary make him decision. On this occasion, on the insistence of the national government, all kirab na talk alright, me by agree lo referendum. So long as one man Mary Pikini, and me make him individual vote. You know, you leader speaking on behalf of the people. So me like him, you make clear now. Also, this referendum vote, this definition of independence, when national government he give him. Me play behind him like the national government. It is the freedom and the constitutional right that you yet, national members, you play give me play. Through the Part 14 or amendments, the Mama law. Now, what sense does it make, Mr. Speaker? What sense does it make? Me not like him answer today, but I'm all something by me, ting longen. What sense does it make? Lo you kirab na amending Mama law, na giving me right, lo making this choice, long greater autonomy or independence. Now based lo this right you give me no been vote lo this amendment lo this house. That amendment was done lo national parliament. You give me right through lo national parliament. Now me exercising this right, Mr. Speaker, lo vote long independence. Now because I me talk this issue by go back long national parliament. But you cannot not talk. Despite all these constitutional amendments and provisions, despite the fact that you may be agree long autonomous government by Kamab, despite the fact that you may agree long referendum where international community only looks away long, despite the agreement and the Wabek roadmap where Chairman of the Constitutional Commission and Kirab na starting Constitutional Commission where me play finishing consultation inside the Bougainville. Next week me play by start Gorside lo consult one time all Bougainvillians outside of Bougainville. What sense does it make that you may be agree lo this plus something na me play writing Mama law blow me play na me play rearing people blow me play lo this la independence. What sense does it make to tell me at the end of the day, you can't have it? You have led me to the well, only to say, I can't have what I want, through a constitutionally guaranteed referendum. Mr. Speaker, me finally touch bits and pieces. I know some you may extract them all kind. Talk also non-binding, final decision making. If we read it in isolation, Mr. Speaker, you may by continue to disagree. Now, suppose in hindsight, I think all leader man Blomi Playa, they should have agreed to a binding referendum. Tete, because he got attachment provision, lo tokol sa final decision making stop long national parliament, it is assumed, wrongly in my view, to say that referendum ya, nokat meaning blongan. Nokat meaning blongan sa parliament itok no. Lo sabe blomi, this discussions where we come up with non-binding, lo distinguish him, this la East Timor situation, one time Balkan situation below Kosovo, where you can have 99% voting for independence, but it is not effective on the day of the declaration. Referendum ya, lo 2019, had it not had the word non-binding, by me to plan on a stop lawyer, we wouldn't be having this discussion. 2019 yet me plan independent. But lo look sa lo tupla leader man Mary, lo tupla side. Papua New Guinea was concerned, very concerned. And we told you, Bougainville, you boxing independence. Hey, I have a responsibility to make sure that when you go, you are properly armed. So, no can go nothing. You mean by talk lo draw down lo power, your economic ability to sustain yourself, all these issues, will be taken into account. You are trying to exercise him to sample sovereign power. And more reasons, and we come inside legislation non-binding, so that the referendum the independence doesn't take effect on the day the writs are returned. So, me sanap tete, lo appeal long understanding, Mr. Speaker. Now, me like him, a member of this house, lo karum, this message, you go to constituency. We can talk even long, final decision, making powers below parliament. When we negotiated this, Mr. Speaker, true, me not been talk about national parliament, they got veto power. I didn't. It's ratification. National parliament by ratifying. Look, the meaning below ratification. And below you endorse him, because you may agree finish. Lo all got steps, but you may carry him na come walk about one thing. Lo last minute, me no accept him. Also, you national parliament, you by kiram na talk. I have the final making decision. Me no care lo you, rari mama lo blue you finish lo independent nation. I don't care if you have engaged in a constitutionally guaranteed referendum. Me define him independence ya. Na me yes alo display something ya. Ha, me pilay lo ita solia, me gyaman mi. I don't think that's the intention. Because historically, national government has been guiding us. Now me believe also, lo you me long deal one time finality, lo display issue, you me must look lo context. If we look at the context, you mean by understanding why in a ratification you come inside. And me pla Bougainville been issue lo treaty. Me play strong lo treaty. Me play talk independence, you be by him. Me play like him by me proceed by way of a treaty. And now, the parliament by ratifying. How am I ratify all treaty? That's how ratification came in. It came in for no other reason, except the fact that the leaders were thinking about securing independence through a treaty. You will not find ratification in other aspects of law, except when you come according to treaty. So, me talk plan ito mas. Mr. Speaker, thank you, Law. Give me opportunity.